is Coachella losing its hype? Is this the downfall of Coachella? Like, what is happening? Yeah.
People are also talking about the lineup.
A lot of people are saying too, it's just because people are broke.
Really strange how haters are so invested in your life.
Haters are actually really your biggest fans.
They are.
50-50 podcast.
Hi everyone, I'm Yas.
And I'm Yel.
And welcome back to 50-50.
Yes, and while you're here, please just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have new episodes out every Wednesday, so just subscribe so you don't miss any episodes.
Yeah, and so today we're going to be talking a little bit about Coachella.
Yeah.
And all of that, but let's get into our highlights of the week.
Yes.
Like we like to do. So what is your highlight?
My highlight, I think it's like for the both of us. I can speak for the both of us this week, but it was Eid just, this past week. So we were just celebrating, being with family, just having some time off. I took the day off of work and everything and just eating everything that I want after Ramadan. So that's just been fun. And like, it always feels weird. Like you're just like not supposed to be eating.
Yeah, it feels weird. Like, should I drink right now? Is it okay when I wake up, can I drink my water and all that? Because you have to, I guess, get used to it again. Just like you have to get used to not drinking the water as soon as you wake up. So now you have to get used to it again. Like, it's okay.
That it's okay. Yeah, and it feels so weird, but I'm just so happy. I've been sleeping so much better now because, I already got used to it at the end of Ramadan, but like now just like feel like my sleep schedule is back on track. So I just been feeling great. So that's really my highlight of the week, just like getting back into the routine.
It's so crazy, right? How you, like, by the end of Ramadan, you're in a routine and you're like, oh, this is not as hard as it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start getting used to it, it's over.
It's over, yeah. But the good thing is that, like, this routine is a lot easier to snap back into, like, your old routine, because it's, like, eating and drinking all you want.
Right, right, of course,
so that's the only thing that, but yeah, you're right. Like, towards the end of Ramadan, I was already, like, my body was feeling great. Like, I was just, like, in the routine. Like, I wasn't even feeling as tired anymore or anything. So, but yeah, it definitely feels nice. And it's just, like, a reminder, like, just how grateful I am to just, like, whenever you want water, you just go and grab it, It just, like, teaches you that. So that's really the highlight of the week.
For me too. I love spending time with my family. I love being together. I love having, little parties that we have. And so it's just so fun to be together in the name of a special occasion and just enjoying our family. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we love being together. Thank goodness. Our family, we just like enjoy being together for real. And the weather's getting so nice.
The weather's getting really nice.
That's another highlight of the week because I just love, we've been having rainy days I feel like the last couple weeks. And then this week it's been like basically like all sunny days, I feel like.
Yeah, a lot of sunny days. I guess we had a couple gloomy days too.
Yeah, a couple gloomy days, but like a lot of sunny days and good weather. And I can't say it enough, but I just love spring so much. So it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's nice. And then another highlight for me was actually getting to see the eclipse.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I forgot it was that.
So that's also another highlight. It was so nice to see it. And then also like what people were saying, like if you put like a shadow or something like that, if you would see like crescents.
Yeah, like if you put, I think it was like a strainer or if it's
something like that.
Yeah, and anyways, but we tried it out and it worked out. So
and
like
it worked.
Anything that's a circle, if you like put it just just in the sun's path or whatever, like its shadow would be like a crescent instead of a circle. So that was pretty cool.
That was really cool, and
I still don't get how that works, but it's
really
cool.
Me either. I don't get it. It's like science, so I don't know, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
so that was another highlight.
That's true. I forgot about that. That was like fun because it just breaks out of the routine. That was like fun something to do. But.
And everybody's outside like with their little solar glasses, eclipse glasses on.
Yeah, yes, you have to wear those. Oh my God.
Yeah. Our mom actually looked at the sun without it, and then she couldn't see for a little bit. And it was an accident.
It was an accident, but then she felt blinded for a little bit,
Thank God it wasn't for too long.
I know, thank goodness. She just like happened to glance at it. But yeah, and then this week also Coachella started.
Yeah, Coachella.
And I've been watching the live streams because I know we always talk about it, but I always have wanted to go to Coachella, and I still want to go one day to Coachella. But it's just so expensive, and it's just like I can't justify spending that much money just to go like to a festival. Like I don't know.
And me on the other hand, that's not for me. Yeah. I don't like that kind of stuff. It's too many people. It's too hot. I don't see the fun in going.
Yeah. You rather just like, if you want to watch anybody, just catch the live stream.
I'll just catch it on YouTube or something.
I know. And I think it's honestly so fun. I love watching the live streams. Like sometimes they, can be too long, and like then I'll just come back and like see it the next day. Like I'll just catch like the clips, like of the songs that I like. But it feels so fun to like be a part of it. So I don't know. One day I do hope to go to Coachella, but this year it's been kind of funny though because I feel like I just started hearing about Coachella like literally the day it started, like on Friday when it started.
It's been so weird because like all the influencers that usually like do all the Coachella preps, they, you know, get their clothes ready, they do their hair, their makeup, they just start prepping themselves. They put out so much Coachella content, and now we've seen like nothing.
Yeah, it's been really weird this year, and I honestly even like had to Google like, when is Coachella starting? Because like, even when I started hearing about it, I'm like, I didn't know it was that actual day that it was starting. Yeah. So this is the first time ever that it was just really caught me off guard, because I usually don't ever go looking for Coachella content like you're saying. It's just I just start seeing everybody posting about getting ready for Coachella, like this and that, the other. And at this time I hadn't heard much about it at all. And then I was looking up online, and like there's still even tickets available for weekend 2, which is like unheard of, because they always sell out like in the first couple minutes.
That's what they said. I heard that it took them over a month to sell out for, I think, weekend 1 or something like that. It took them so long to sell out, because for them, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Because it sells out so quickly. And then for the other, for weekend 2, they still have tickets available. They said, I don't know if it's sold out now, but up until the last time that we checked, it was still available.
Yeah, it was still available. And that's what I was telling my sister. I'm like, you want to go for weekend 2? But just joking, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But no, I remember I had friends who this a couple years ago, but they really were serious about going to Coachella. And I remember they were like on like the platform, like they did like the whole, like, I don't even know exactly how it works. I honestly haven't ever tried to get the tickets, but I remember they were waiting like for the tickets to go on sale. And even though they were like in line, they were like number whatever, they still weren't able to get the tickets. Like, because that's how quickly that it would sell out.
That's crazy.
And they were open to going either weekend, like 1 or 2. And they were not able to get it. So, and that's like what I remember about Coachella. Like everybody trying to go and not being able to go and everything. And then this year, there's just so many tickets. And like, I don't know what's happened to like is Coachella losing its hype? Like, is this the downfall of Coachella? Like, what is happening?
You know, everything has its rise and fall.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like right now, I think a lot of stuff happened last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But previous to this year, where the celebrities went dressed. I think this is kind of what started a lot of it.
Yeah.
When the celebrities went dressed like super casual, like in jeans and like a tank top or like a t-shirt, super casual. And then they started, well, not they, I don't know, people online started making fun of all the influencers that went like all dressed up.
They go all out. Yeah.
They go all out with their outfits, and they go crazy and wild, and you know, they do all kinds of stuff, which is supposed to be, I think that's what Coachella is also about. It's about not just the music, but it's also about the fashion.
Exactly. There's like a Coachella style.
Yeah.
And everybody always tries to like, you know, go dressed in their best, like of the Coachella style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always been like that Western, like
that's what I was
kind
gonna
of
say.
Look. Like, I feel like, you know, cowboy boots, like fringe.
Wild Wild West. Yes. I feel like something like that.
Exactly. That's like always a look. Like I feel like it's a lot of like denim, like I don't know, you know, like I was saying, fringes. Like even I feel like the cowboy hats or whatever.
Exactly.
That's what I always envisioned. But yeah, you're right. That was, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, but I remember like kind of like the media just in general, like making fun of all these influencers because they're like, oh my god, like that's like so like cringy that you're dressing like this, and like that could be too, like, you know, are they now like,
did they get scared off? Did they scare them off or something? Also, I don't know, I haven't heard like of brands also taking the influencers, because you know a lot of influencers work with brands, you know, and they go there. So I don't know what's happening with that either.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably still happening, but you're right, like I haven't heard either. I haven't like heard of any big brands, because usually you'll hear like, you know, Tarte or whatever is taking these people, and like again we'll hear it from the influencers, and like I don't know if that's just something maybe that they cut back on, like the influencer marketing or something like that. And but if that is true, that they're cutting back on that, like it really makes a difference, because I mean that's how I would always hear about everything about Coachella. And now I'm curious to see, like I'm gonna keep my eyes out for like this, like, you know, fashion and everything of Coachella and everything this year, because of the comments that came from the past, like you were saying, when everybody was like, the celebrities just went so much more plain dressed, quote unquote, and like, so what was that gonna do for it? Does that take away also like the kind of like, you know, the appeal of Coachella? Because like I feel like part of it is going to the festival, like, you know, obviously it's seeing all your favorite musicians and all that stuff, but also that fashion side, you know, everybody was like looking forward to that aspect of it.
And I think that is part of just the Coachella like scene, you know.
Yeah,
it is the fashion, because I feel like that's how it's always been, even before like this whole YouTuber you know, influencers started coming. I think that's what Coachella was always about, like when I guess only celebrities and whoever, people that knew about it would go.
Yeah.
I think that's what they always did. You know, they always went dressed up and stuff like that. And, you know, there is a difference between celebrities, actual, like, I guess we can call them real celebrities, and then like YouTube celebrities.
Yeah.
They're different, you know, people, different like groups, right?
Yes.
So each of them have their own way of like dressing. So maybe the celebrities that are like Hollywood celebrities, reality TV celebrities, whatever, they dress a certain way. And then the YouTubers, I mean, I feel like it's okay. That's how they dress. And why not? I feel like they shouldn't be hating on them.
I know. I feel like they shouldn't be hating on them. And I feel like the media in general, too, like the internet and everything, like, who cares? Honestly, I feel like you do you. Yeah. If you want to go dress like to the nines, like, then do it. You know, do whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to, then don't do that also. But I feel like you don't have to, just because you're not getting dressed up in like the Coachella theme, doesn't mean you have to like hate on those that are, you know? And then same thing, like for those people, like, I feel like some influencers, because I remember hearing their comments, they were kind of like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I wore that.
Like, so like, cringy, but who cares?
Just own it. And you know what? Our opinions do change from year to year. So maybe you know, you wore that outfit that year and you were like, oh my God, I look so good, like 10 out of 10. But then the next year you're like, oh my God, why did I wear that? And that's like normal feelings too, but you don't have to like,
that's
I don't know.
Normal feelings. I mean, we're not going to think that what we wore, like, you know, when we were 10 years old is in style now, you know? So I think, you know, each person should do what they want, like you said.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. Because, I mean, that is what Coachella is all about. You know, I see so many people that are, you know, dressed up and so many people that aren't. So who cares? You know, it doesn't matter what you do. As long as you feel comfortable in what you're wearing, I think that's all that matters.
Exactly, yeah. And then I think also another part that I remember just seeing like about Coachella, because a lot of people have been talking about also how Coachella's like losing its appeal kind of this year. That's what people are saying. And a lot of people are saying too, it's just because people are broke. And I was like, oh my God, that could be true too, because it is a lot of money. And I guess maybe, you know, people are just deciding like to put their money elsewhere, or they're just thinking it's too expensive. So I don't know, will this also maybe bring the prices down of Coachella? Like, I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because, you know, they say that we're in a recession.
Right.
And everything is so, I mean, we can see that just the prices are so high in everything. Like things that used to cost, I don't know, like $5 are now like $10.
Yeah, like just going to the grocery store. You're spending like so much more money on buying your regular groceries. Yeah. And yeah, so like inflation is happening, you know.
And so people are like, you know, I'm not going to spend, you know, however much money it is per ticket. I think $500.
$500 for like the lowest like, one admission you can get.
So it's like $500 for a ticket, and you're not even going to see all the people that you want to see because, you know, sometimes they're not performing that day, or you know, with all the traffic, because, you know, they always talk about all the traffic to get in and all this stuff. You probably won't get in on time. You know, you can't always like track your time perfectly with all this traffic and all this stuff happening there in Coachella.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's just so much money that maybe could be spent on something better.
Exactly. And a lot of people, like, you know, if you want to even camp on site, then that it's more than 500. You have to like, there's, I think it's like 750.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
exactly. And then for people who don't want to camp on site, if you want to go, so basically you have to find a hotel too. So it's not just like, even if you live close by, I don't think you live that close by, because it's kind of like in a desert area that you can be, exactly. So you're probably going to find some place closer to it. So anyway, you're going to end up paying for a hotel.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. The entrance to the festival, food, obviously you're going to be eating every meal. Like, where are you going to be cooking at? You know what I mean? So
yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that stuff.
So it ends up being a lot of money. So I think, are people just becoming a little bit more conscious maybe with their spending? That could be too. And they're just like, you know what, like you're saying, it's not worth it to spend all this money.
And you can also just see it, like they live stream it, and you are in the comfort of your home, and you can just watch it. Like, that's how I think of it. I'm like, why would I want to be bothered there with so many people? Yeah. Like, just going for the vibes is just not it for me. You know, I don't want to go for the vibes. I can get the vibes through my screen, you know, on the TV.
I know.
And I can have a good time at my house, having a nice little party here at home, and with the air conditioning, you know. Yeah. I have my food, I have my drinks. I'm not going to get dehydrated. I'm going to be good.
Yeah, and you're nice and cozy, because that's one thing that I do hear everybody, you know, like especially if it's like one of the headliners, people are standing there waiting for hours.
I mean, they don't perform, I think, until like midnight or past midnight, the headliners.
They perform pretty late, and I've seen people there, like, you know, like different vloggers and everything that they just post about it, that they're standing there for like at least, I want to say, a good like 3 hours beforehand, and they'll miss other presentations, other performances and all that, because they're like, I'm not moving because like I want to see, you know, my favorite person, whoever it is that's there performing. Yeah, and you know me, I do want to go for the vibes, like in person one time. I don't think I would ever go more than once, like just once, and I'll be like, you know, check that off my list that I've been to Coachella. But it is so much more convenient to just watch it from your house, and it is so much just like honestly probably funner to just watch it at your house, because like you were saying, you can have like your little snacks out there, you're just, you have the live stream going on, and you can watch whoever you want to watch. You don't have to be standing up for hours waiting for them perform in the heat, like not eating. I don't know, like the bathroom situation, I hate. Just thinking about like porta potties, I hate that
is disgusting for me. And like even people that get like drunk and stuff like that, I just can't. I don't like being around that stuff, so
I know,
I just don't like it. And like I remember, I think it was last year, we saw all of Bad Bunny's performance.
We saw his whole set.
Yeah, from our house. Yeah, so it was actually fun, and we had our food, we had popcorn, we were like having like a party, party here,
like a little watch party. And you honestly have the best view from home. That's just the truth, because the cameras are all like right up angles. Like, I don't know, I just feel like they do such a good job of live streaming it that it's like you honestly see it better than you would in person.
And you know what else? Talking about, just all of Coachella and how it has low sales and everything. Yeah. People are also talking about the lineup.
That's what I was going to say,
it's not that great. That's what they said.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, could it also be this year that like their headliners are not, that great this year, and that's why like there hasn't been that much talk about Coachella. Like there honestly hasn't been.
There hasn't been, which is it's just so weird, because just based of all the other seasons, or not seasons, all other years.
Yeah, I know. So. And like people were saying, because Lana Del Rey is one of the headliners.
I think is the headliner.
Yeah, she's like the biggest one, I guess.
Yeah.
And she does have good songs, and she has like a lot of songs, but I guess, I don't know, maybe she's not pulling in the crowds like that. I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe her, her audience isn't that big.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Could be. And then Tyler the Creator's another one. I think he's like the second biggest. And he obviously, he has songs and everything. He has his audience too. But a lot of people were saying that he has his own type of music festival that he does. So it's kind of just like, it's not like you wouldn't have to go to Coachella to see him perform. And not even in that like festival vibe.
And maybe his audience is just like, well, we already see him in a better place. Right. We get closer to him, or it's just only him, and that's all that they really want.
Exactly. And then there's Doja Cat, and she's had so much like controversy recently because she's just been like kind of rude to her fans, honestly.
But they're saying that, I've heard about that, and they said that maybe she's doing that to kind of cause a little commotion so people can come to Coachella.
Yeah, that could be like just like, putting the word out there that she's gonna be there, and like kind of causing some hype. But yeah, I just wondered too if like it was just like, were these headliners like not enough, and nothing wrong with them, but just like,
I mean, I don't know,
because I don't know, I remember last year like Bad Bunny, I feel like everybody was talking about it because Bad Bunny was gonna be the headliner, and everybody wanted to go see Bad Bunny and like all this, so I feel like there was just a lot of talk about it. And that's another thing too, just like talking about the different headliners, like how I feel like how much Coachella has changed, that like, for example, last year Bad Bunny, there's definitely been Latin artists before, but this is the first, I feel like Bad Bunny was the first one where he was a Latin artist where he only has songs in Spanish. Like he doesn't have songs in English.
Yeah. And he doesn't sing in English.
He doesn't sing in English, and he had so many people there. And of course, I'm sure a lot of the crowd was Spanish speaking people, but it also just shows you even, all the non-Spanish speaking people who loved Bad Bunny as well.
Yeah, they like the rhythm, I guess, of the music.
Yeah. I mean, music is universal, so I feel like, anybody can, if you like the rhythm, you like it. It doesn't matter what language you're speaking. Right. There's even that viral song right now on TikTok that's like in Chinese, I guess.
It's such a good song.
It's such a good song. It's so catchy, and I don't know. I mean, I've seen the translation now, but before I didn't even know what they were saying, and it just is such a fun song. So, anyways, like music, you can like anything. You don't have to.
Yeah, if you just like the rhythm of the music, really, I think that's what it is, right? The beat, the rhythm.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it touches you, like then you like it.
Exactly.
You can't really do much about it.
Yeah, and I feel like Bad Bunny open the doors a lot for other even Latin artists to just kind of, I think, like shift Coachella so it doesn't have to be only English speaking acts.
And you know what, before I thought Coachella was like country music. Like before I saw these YouTubers go there, I really thought all these music festivals were only country music.
Yeah, I thought too, like years and years ago, like you're saying, before the YouTubers started going and everything, I thought Coachella was just like rock bands, like, and stuff like that.
Yeah, like that, like rock bands and like country. That's usually.
And maybe it was. We honestly don't know the history of Coachella. I don't know. Like not that far back. Only probably the last, maybe like 10 years at this point.
Maybe since whenever the YouTubers started going. That's as far back as I know.
Yeah, and so and then this year also, he's not a headliner, but he's one of the I feel bigger acts is Peso Pluma. He's gonna be there too, and Peso Pluma is another person that he has no English songs. All his songs are in Spanish. So I just feel like that's kind of cool to see that.
That
like,
is good.
Coachella.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and then, but I'm just wondering too, like, I don't know, he's not the headliner again, so, and I saw his live stream, and it was the crowd was full. I do think it's good that they're opening up to, like, even more people to come, if you like Latin music and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's opening up so not just a specific group of people that like whatever kind of music are only going. Now everybody can go and enjoy it, which is good, but it's not helping their sales. At least, I don't know, not this time. Something about this year. I think it could be maybe the pricing.
Yeah. And also, I know some people are saying another kind of like theory is, last year Frank Ocean, he had that whole thing where he like really let down his crowds because he was, I don't know exactly what happened again. Like, I know he
got there late. He wouldn't show his face, I think, or something. Yeah, he was hidden behind something.
I think he was injured or something. Is that what ended up being? I don't know. There was.
I don't even know.
He had like a good excuse for it. I feel like. I think he like had some type of injury or something. But yeah, he like barely, like everybody was just seeing him through a screen, and it's like, why are we there if we were just gonna see you on the big screen? Like people want to see him in person.
There was no point in that.
Yeah, so I just feel like maybe people are like, I don't know. I feel like Coachella's maybe losing its, its like appeal for right now. But again, if next year they just fix this, it could be back on track.
And they're going to do something because this year is not that great for them. Yeah. It didn't go that good. It's not going well. And so next year, I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to probably do something crazy, I feel like, to increase the sales. Because this year, nobody's even talking about it, which is that's just so weird to me. Especially, what's even weirder to me is that the YouTubers, I don't see them really talking that much about it.
Yeah.
All the girls, that I follow and stuff like that, they're not even mentioning it.
I know, same. And I'm just like, I'm wondering what that's about. I don't know if that's just like the brands didn't reach out to them, so they're like, you know what, then I'm not going to talk about it or something.
Could be.
I don't know, but yeah, but definitely, by the time this episode comes out, we'll be in between weekend 1 and 2, so we'll see how that goes, and also weekend 2, we'll see what happens because I'm just like, I just can't believe that they still have tickets out. So that's just crazy to me.
That's so crazy.
So I wonder what that, what that's going to be like. Is there not going to be that many people in the crowds? I don't know. I'm sure there's still a whole bunch of people that are going.
Probably a whole bunch of people. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder what people are going to say about like leaving Coachella because, there's always a huge ordeal about trying to get out of there.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So let's see what happens since it seems like there's not that many people going. I wonder what happens.
Yeah, and we'll hear everybody's experiences too.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to look forward to.
So just like switching gears a little bit, talking about other celebrities.
Yeah.
There's so much going on with J-Lo, I feel like.
I know.
Poor J-Lo.
I know. We're talking about low ticket sales.
I know.
Yeah, poor J-Lo. Yeah, there's been just a lot going on about like her. She did that like, I don't want to call it a movie or whatever, but it was like that movie like musical thing that she did.
Girl, I don't even
know. It's about her relationship with Ben Affleck, but it's like through music. I don't know what the term is, but basically it's kind of like a music video, I guess, which is very long because it's just like showing all her different like.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, and apparently it didn't do good. I honestly kind of want to watch it, but I didn't even know where it was streaming or anything.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and then her ticket sales too. They said they've been so low that they're like
her ticket sales for her concert.
For like her tour, I guess that she's going on or is on. I'm not sure, but like they've had to cancel like shows because of like how low the ticket sales were.
Poor J-Lo, but I have heard this. This is from a long, long, long time ago. I've been hearing not hearing her, but hearing about her that, they say that she's like a mediocre dancer, mediocre singer, mediocre actress.
Yeah.
And I laugh because it's just so funny. I feel so bad for her because every role that she does is always the same role. Yeah. She always acts the same.
Like in her movies, you're saying?
In her movies, yeah. She's like always like the damsel in distress. Like the Wedding Planner. I was little when that came out, but I watched it now as, a grown person. She just acts like poor me. And then also Made in Manhattan is the same thing. The one that she's like pregnant or something like that.
Oh yeah. I forgot what it's called, but like she has like basically like
a baby, but then she ends up finding her husband or something like that.
She has like twins. Yeah, it's
she does IVF or something.
She does IVF, something like that. Mm-hmm.
The only movies that I do really like from her is Selena.
Yeah, that's like her breakout movie.
That's her breakout movie. Yeah, and that movie is amazing. She doesn't act how she acts now.
Yeah,
I feel like she acts there like she's actually acting.
Yeah.
Another one that was good too was El Cantante.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think that's what it was called.
Yes, that is what it's called. It's like her and Mark Anthony.
Her and Mark Anthony when they were, I think they were actually married.
Yeah, they were married
during that time.
That movie. Mm-hmm.
And she acted. I feel like then.
Yeah, and that was another like movie based on a true story of like these singers.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like her like strong part, like doing, you know, like these movies about, what are they called, like biographies out of it?
Yeah, biographies, I guess.
Based on actual people.
Yeah.
So she's able to like study them and everything. But yeah, I've heard that too, like that she's like mediocre at all three things. And it's sad, but to say those things you liked about her. But I love J-Lo.
Me too.
I've always loved her, and like she is like, she's like a legend. Like
she is a legend. Yeah. She is a legend, and I feel like even though, you know, I'm laughing about this stuff, but
yeah,
some of her songs are good.
Some of her songs are good, and you know what? Her movies, yeah, she might not be like the most like versatile actress out there, whatever, but her movies are good.
They're good.
They make you laugh. You know, they're like rom-coms. Like that's what she does. Yeah. And yeah, so that's just so funny though, because I've heard that before too.
Yeah, and since people say that, I feel like now they're coming for her, kind of, which, I mean, I feel like nobody deserves that.
She's been receiving so much hate online, like even on her Instagram, like all her comments are just like hate comments. And I'm like, I don't know where this is all coming from all of a sudden, but I've also, and it's funny how the internet, like, you know, like picks and chooses like who they want to like.
Why? How do they do that?
I don't know how they do that. I don't know what triggered it, but like it's a lot of stories have been coming out too about her being rude to her fans and being rude to other like celebrities that aren't at her, like that aren't like A-list celebrities. So like influencers and like smaller celebrities, we can say. There's been a lot of stories coming out of her just being rude to them.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so sad when I hear those stories. I'm just like, no, I'm like, I can't be J-Lo. But I've heard so many now that I'm like, I guess it is true. And she's been famous for so long that I think that's like, you know, the part where they kind of start getting like out of touch with reality. And
that's what they're saying. They're saying she's out of touch with reality. And I can see that, but I also think that people need to respect these living legends that we have, because later on when, you know, she passes away or something,
everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, like she's the best. Yeah.
And, you know, for example, you know, not to bring up old things, but like, you know, what Taylor Swift did to Celine Dion, was it at the Grammys? So, you know, she kind of like ignored her. I mean, not kind of, she did ignore her. And so I feel like, you know, that Celine Dion didn't deserve that, even though I know Celine Dion doesn't care because she's such a prestigious woman, you know,
she's an icon.
So she doesn't, you know, for her it's insignificant that something like that were to happen to her. But I feel like maybe J-Lo is maybe a little more sensitive to those things. I don't know, right? And so if she feels that someone is, you know, maybe thinking they're all this and all that, you know, trying to maybe belittle her, so she's like, hey, you know, watch it, like I am J-Lo, you know what I mean? I don't know, right? I don't know the situation, but she's an icon. She's a legend. So
I know. And there's just been like, there's all these stories coming out, and it's just like kind of like, it's good for these stories to come out. Why not? Like, you know, it's the truth and that people have been through, whatever. But I'm just like, why now? I'm just confused. So I feel like it is like a J-Lo pile on right now. She even did that interview where they asked her, you know, like, what was your go-to order at the bodega? Like back in the I think she said she's from the Bronx. And anybody who's from New York is going on her saying like, who orders a ham and cheese? And like, she's like, and maybe the orange soda.
Ordered. That's maybe what she ordered when she was, you know, 5 years old. How old is she now? 50 or something, I think?
Yeah, she's like, she has to be, she's already 50 something, like 51, 52.
Okay, so let's say at least it was 45 years ago. Maybe she did order that.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I've seen all these young people on TikTok, and, you know, we don't know about you know, her order and everything. I have no idea about that. I don't know either. So I definitely can't say if that's true or not, but I feel like all these younger people, like our generation, they're all like, what are you talking about? Because she's like, if you know, you know about the orange drink, and everybody's like, nobody knows what you're talking about.
She means if you know, you know. She's talking to the people of her age, because of, you know, older people. I'm not saying that she's a grandma, but, you know.
Exactly, but I'm like,
people of her generation. Yeah, we wouldn't know.
I'm like, you have to go ask your mother, you know, your father, like, what did they order from the bodega? And maybe that matches up with her order. But I just feel like everybody, it's like a pylon. It's like a J-Lo pylon. So everything, like, she can't do anything right now. It's like everything is just, everybody's talking about her sales going down, her movie, like, tanking, like, you know, all this stuff. Now even this interview, they're like saying, you're not even, like, stop trying to be relatable, you're not, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's all this stuff about that, and it just makes me wonder too, you know, like, because she is like an icon. Everybody like loves J-Lo, right? When you think of like top celebrities, you always think about J-Lo, right? Like,
yes, yeah.
And especially I feel like also in the Latin community, everybody loves J-Lo. Like,
of course,
she's like the epitome of, like, I don't know,
I mean, because she does everything. That's the thing, she does so many things. She's so, even though people, like I said, say she's mediocre in this, that, and the other, but she does everything. She sings, she dances, she has makeup lines, she has perfumes, she has clothing, she has jewelry, she just has everything. So, I mean, she's done so much.
She's done so much, and she's in, like, such great shape too, because I feel like she's also, I always hear people talking about it. They're like, you know, like the 50-year-olds of now, and they like always compare like J-Lo with like the 50-year-olds of like previous generations, where like 50 was like old and whatever. And I feel like she's like reshaping that too, because look, she's 50 something, and she is just like, she's not stopping, you know, she's not considering herself like old.
Let me check
like
how old she is.
Yeah, check how old she is exactly so we can see. But yeah, she's not considering herself like old, like washed up, like whatever. But that also makes me think, I'm like, maybe should she have stopped when she was on top? And like, you know, it's kind of like that thing where she's kind of now like dying down all her stuff because the public no longer wants to see her. And it's like, you know how they say like, don't stop when you like lose. They're like, stop while you're still like winning, because then you like kind of get remembered like just being at your top of your game. So I don't know.
So I see here, J-Lo's 54 years old, born July 24th, 1969. Okay. So she's about to be 55.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck is a baby.
How old is he?
I'm just kidding. He's 51.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know he was younger than her.
He's younger, yeah. So she's a cougar.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, she looks good for...
She looks good for 54. Yeah, about to be 55. She looks good.
Yeah.
She takes care of herself, you know. So, I mean, people have to stop hating. I don't know why the public does that. They pick somebody.
Yeah.
They hate on them so much. This person has to go through so many, like, you know, emotional drainage.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot for one person to have so much hate on them. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. So I wonder how she's feeling, because I'm like, I know she has to be seeing all this stuff. Like we're saying, even her Instagram comments and everything, they're still turned on, which at this point I feel like anybody else would have turned them off already, because they're literally all hate comments. And it's just like, I feel like it's hate for no reason, kind of, because it's like, okay, her ticket sales are down. Like, why are you hating her on that?
Yeah, who cares?
She said her order from the bodega, and you like don't agree with it, but like, okay, like, and it is funny.
Is it really that? You know what? This is what it is. It's like people like don't have anything better to do, I guess. So they pick on one thing. They're like, oh my God, like she ordered the ham and cheese. Like, how dare she? She should have ordered, I don't know.
Yeah, like
the steak and cheese sub.
Yeah. I don't know too much, but I know everybody says the chopped cheese is the best. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. You know, I'm not from there.
Yeah, we're not from New York or anything. So this is just what I've heard from people that I see on TikTok mostly. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with J-Lo. I wonder if she'll ever address it.
I don't think so. I hope not, because that's like, those stuff should be like petty for her. You know, she's J-Lo.
And you just kind of let it die down.
Let it die down, yeah. Because if you put attention to it, like they say, don't ever address the haters, don't ever address the trolls.
Right.
Don't ever address those people, because you're just literally feeding them.
Exactly.
You know?
And haters are actually really your biggest fans.
They are.
Because haters, they're actually watching your every single move.
They hate watch, and so that means they are watching, like you said, every single thing that you do.
So they're actually your biggest fans.
And I feel like, you know, I remember Gabby DiMartino, she would call her haters.
Yeah?
She would call them, like, back in the day, she would have like these like viral videos and stuff that she would do.
Yeah.
She would call her haters. I think she would take them out, even her haters, and they would supposedly turn into her like BFFs.
Yeah, her fans.
Her fans, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a fine line between love and hate, like they say.
That's what they say, and I think it's true, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of passion there, you know, because when they hate, there's still a lot of passion towards that person. So
when they hate, they know so much about you. They know so much about you. They know so much about every single move that you make, because they're so invested, which is really strange how haters are so invested in your life.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to hate.
It does.
It takes a lot.
It's like too much work to
be
a hater.
That's
what,
if
keep up with the person.
the best thing to do if you don't like somebody, this is the best advice I can give you: ignore them.
Yeah.
Literally, that will kill them.
Yeah.
It drives them insane, because you give them attention. I mean, that's what they want, right? Exactly. You ignore the person, that's it. It's over.
It's over, and it's also healthy for you too, because when you ignore them, you actually like ignore them for real. Like, don't even think about them anymore yourself. Because why are you wasting your mental space and like, you know, sacrificing your sanity over somebody who, like, if you don't like them and if they cause you that much, like, you know, just the thought of them or being around them, whatever, like, literally ignore them, don't think about them, nothing. And that is going to be when you're actually, like, you know,
you're at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
Because why are you paying attention to something insignificant? You know, if it doesn't affect you, ignore it.
Exactly.
And ignore them, ignore whatever they say.
And that's why these haters, they actually really deep down love you, J-Lo, whoever it is that they're hating at the moment, you know, because why would they be spending that much time thinking about you and seeing everything that you do, right?
Yeah, because they do, deep down, they do like you. But I don't know, something about it, maybe, I don't know what it is, but something.
Yeah, something just makes them, you know, flip the switch and turn it into hate.
And then talking about turning into hate and this and that.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the Miley Cyrus family drama?
Oh my God.
It's not about her particularly, not about Miley Cyrus, but about her mom. Her mom is married, I think, to this like 54-year-old man. I'm not sure who he is exactly. I forgot his name.
She got remarried. I don't know what his name is either, but that's all I know, that she got remarried. And apparently there's something between that and Noah. Like, how's that tied to Noah? I'm confused.
Supposedly, Noah Cyrus used to date him or were like friends with benefits or something like that with this 54-year-old man.
Oh God, and she's so young because she's Miley's little sister. Like,
yeah,
I remember, like, I think she's like 5 or 6 years younger than Miley. So like, that's young.
That's young, and so they said that there's some drama going on with that. I haven't really looked into it, but I just recently heard it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I did see like when her mom, Miley's mom, got remarried, that like Noah Cyrus and like one of their other brothers didn't attend the wedding.
That's what they're saying. It's because of that reason.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. And that's also sad to just see like the family break up. And over, I hate when I hear those things like about like moms dating the same person like their daughters dated. Like, I don't know. And
that's weird.
That's just so weird. And in this case, it's even weirder because that guy's really old. So it's like, why was she even dating him in the beginning? But still, just very, very weird.
It's so strange. Whatever. I'm not sure what it is really.
Yeah.
The truth will come out eventually, but supposedly that's what they're saying right now. Yeah. She went on to like Call Her Daddy podcast. Miley Cyrus's mom.
Yeah.
And then she has her own podcast too, and she was talking there about it's not always rainbows and butterflies with her relationship. So people are saying like maybe it is true, something did happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, like you're saying, the truth always comes out, so we'll like eventually know about it. But that's just, I hope that's not true. But like, 'cause that's just gross.
That is gross.
That's just gross on so many levels.
Oh my God.
And so bad for your family to be split up over something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And I like Noah Cyrus a lot, and I know her a little bit about her, like just a little bit about her journey because I like her music. So I would like I've seen interviews about her thing, and I know that she struggles a lot with just like depression and stuff like that. So I just feel like you need your family. So it's just like losing your mom. I know her mom's still around, but like just like losing that like relationship with your mom just over something so dumb and weird, honestly, is just sad.
It is sad. And talking about splitting up and stuff like that, I'm still into this like Aspyn,
oh my God,
Ovard and Parker situation. It's getting weirder by the minute. It's so weird because she posted some I think stories or TikToks, or I'm not sure what it was, where we saw it.
Yeah.
That they went to Emangary.
Yes.
And people were going crazy about her going there. She just recently gave birth. They say like March 13th. That's what people are alleging, right? That she gave birth March 13th. And she was at Emangary in a hot tub.
Like not even 1 month later.
Not even 1 month later. And so everybody was like commenting like, you're going to get an infection. Like what's going on? Like all this stuff. Yeah. And she was just, she commented like, oops, like completely forgot. And people were going crazy about that comment too that she made. Yeah. That they're like, how can you forget if this is your third time, having a child? Like all this stuff.
Yeah. Or is she being sarcastic? Because she does tend to be like really sarcastic too. But and overall, I mean, like there's a whole, like definitely you just had a baby, like, and you can do whatever you want, right? But like you have to heal. Like I feel like a lot of people don't take this into consideration. But
you have a big wound.
You have a big wound, and when you just have a baby, it's not like the baby comes out and it's like, oh, everything's healed and back to normal. It's like, no, you're like, the mom has to go through a whole process of healing, which is not a quick process at all. And I don't have any kids, but I just know because my sister,
because of me,
my mom, what I've heard, my aunt, like just different things.
But you've literally lived through my experience. Yes, I feel like because we can't live through our moms. We hear what our moms say, but.
And even our mom, she said, like, by the time I remember when you were pregnant and gave birth and everything, like, my mom was like, I didn't even remember, like, so many things. Yeah.
But my mom and I had, similar experiences, a little different, but, my mom didn't have a traumatic birth like I did. Yeah. And I did have a traumatic birth story. So we can go into that. We will go into that one day.
Yeah. One day, whenever you feel ready to share, like, you can share it. Because I think, it's good to hear these stories.
It's hard for me because it's so, I always just cry because it's just right now talking about it.
Yeah. It's traumatizing. Yeah, we'll just go into that in a whole nother episode. But a lot of people,
another episode.
Birth has so many, outcomes, and it's not always rainbow butterflies. Actually, most of the time, what I've learned, through my sister and everything, is like most of the time it's not rainbows and butterflies like they make it seem. So birth is still a beautiful thing, but it's just like it's a lot.
A lot of bad things can happen for such a beautiful thing.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of risks, and there's just, a lot of stuff like that. And
it is a medical emergency. That's the thing. Being pregnant and giving birth is a medical emergency, I feel like. Well, not emergency, a medical like condition or something.
It's like
I don't know how to say it.
I don't know what the right word is, but it's definitely like a high priority thing. Like it's not like, or I don't even know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean? Like it is very serious. It's not something like lightly, it's something you can take lightly. Like, oh, you just gave birth, whatever. Like,
oh, you're just pregnant. Congrats.
Yeah.
Yes, congrats. But also like you are putting your life at risk to give life, to bring life into this world.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's something that people don't talk about that much because, everything does go good. A lot of times there are a lot of good stories and everything, but there are also so many stories where, things go left, and that's okay too. That's the thing. Like, it's obviously going to be super painful for the mom. There's a lot, recovery there, all that stuff. It could be traumatizing, all that stuff, but it's like, it's good to know like all these other stories. Cause I feel like sometimes we only hear the positive stories. And then, so when something goes a little bit off, you're like, oh my God, like
you sometimes are like, I'm the only one. Everybody has such great stories. This happens to nobody. But in reality, the positive stories happen to such few people.
Right.
And the negative things actually happen to a lot. Yeah. And so it's good. And I will talk about it one day. It's hard for me because I don't want to get so emotional because I do. It's something that is traumatic, right?
Right.
So one day we'll talk about it. But I also feel like with Aspyn, her going through her, she just gave birth. She's going through a divorce and everything. People are, kind of shaming her for going. Yeah. But I think she maybe just needed a break from everything that's happening. Did she go into the pool? Like, was it a bad idea? Yeah, could be. But also, we don't know even when the baby was born. That's the reality, right?
Yeah, right. That's exactly.
It was alleged that the baby was born March 13th.
It could have been born before. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So that the woman needs a break. She needs a break with all this stuff going on.
I know. And and we'll just like you're saying, we still like are keeping up with all this because there's still so many unanswered questions. And she's put out a lot more videos now and everything. So I feel like we are getting closer to her possibly saying something, but she may never say anything.
She may never say anything, but just because she's putting out these videos, like she's been putting out, I think 1 a week maybe or something. I feel like she might give a little something to the audience. Yeah. I don't know. Or she might just surprise us all and say, we're divorced.
Yeah. We don't know.
Who knows?
I know. It's just definitely like crazy. So many questions still about that, like just what's going on. And I mean, I've seen some of the latest videos and like her husband, Parker, is not nowhere even in them. Found. So I'm like, is that just because she doesn't want him to be in it, because that could be a possibility, or is it, or like what's happening? I guess it's just like, like what is happening? So
it's a mystery.
So curious. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. And definitely we're just, curious from just being OG fans, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen her since, like I said, before she was even with Parker.
Yeah. She was just started YouTube on her own.
Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode.
Yeah, we just wanted to talk a little bit more about just different hot topics out there right now. And Coachella, we'll see what Coachella brings, Yeah,
like, let's see what happens.
Keep watching it and everything. And yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And we will see you guys in next week's episode.
Yes, see you on Wednesday.
See you guys on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.